Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It has been a while since we have had one of these, and once again, the OI round robin. As usual, I am Bishi. Tonight, I am joined by Jolly Yellow.
Hello, folks.
And also, we have Mad Bits with us. So,
what's up?
say hi.
Hi.
All right. So there's a lot that we have missed, but we have plenty more to cover right now, so let's go ahead and get right into it. First on the block, the Ghost in the Shell casting.
Yes, so... Oh my gosh, answer that. I'm still sleeping. Didn't get any sleep. Okay, sorry about that.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, finally for Ghost in the Shell, Japanese actor who will be playing Daisuke Aramaki, and of course our wonderful actor is the critically acclaimed Beat Takeshi, which I'm super happy with because I actually really like him. He does really well. To be honest, I don't know much about Ghost in the Shell entirely because I've never actually sat down to watch it.
I think he would fit in great. But that's my personal opinion. Like, I know of Beat Takeshi's work. Let's see. 3 of the main things that I can think of him in right off the top of my head. You have him in Battle Royale. You have him in Johnny Mnemonic, of all things. Which, that was a great cyberpunk, fantasy world movie thing, and he fit wonderfully in that. Actually, sorry, 2. The third I was thinking of was, as long as we can keep him away from video games, I'm thinking of Takeshi's Challenge. We will be fine.
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to talk about Takeshi's Challenge.
No, I'm not talking about that.
No. I think he'll be a good fit for Aramaki because Aramaki is just a grizzled old man who's the head of a secret black ops organization. That's Aramaki. I think Takeshi can pull that off just fine. So I think he'll be all right.
Takeshi will definitely have a very gritty performance. He's definitely he is used to doing those. He can pull that off wonderfully well.
So yeah, he's one of those gonna rely a lot on body language because if you watch the Ghost in the Shell stuff, Aramaki doesn't talk very much, but when he does, he's talking. He runs shit.
Right. Yeah, he's very commanding.
Yeah,
he has a very commanding presence and things like that. Like, trying to think of like some other ones that like he was very prominent in that probably our viewers have seen, and I can't think
I'm
of
looking
many
it
others
up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Zatoichi.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, he directed Zatoichi. He was not actually... Oh, yeah, he was in that. Okay.
Yeah, he was. I was going to say, yeah, he was. he was in it, too.
He was. Sorry.
I didn't know he directed it, though.
Yeah, he had directed it. Let's see. I'm looking to see what else. Why does that movie ring a bell?
Wow, this man has quite the resume.
Oh, yes.
He really does.
He has a fantastic resume.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a whole lot that he's done over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how he does. Because Ghost in the Shell, if I'm not mistaken, it is being done in the States with Scarlett Johansson. So yes, it's being done in the States. It's an American movie, so that might be a challenge. How he presents to American audiences.
Never mind. He was in a movie called Beyond Outrage that was released in 2012. that came over here. It was actually a sequel to his 2010 film Outrage.
I haven't seen that one, actually.
Outrage did not come out here, but Beyond Outrage did, and it pulled down $16 million in the box office.
That's not bad.
All right.
So...
Okay, so that's not bad at all.
But I mean, as far as finally getting a Japanese person for Ghost in the Shell, I know that's a pretty big can of worms that everybody was complaining about with the cast. But I mean, I don't.
Huge.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like a big fight or anything for everybody. But I mean, from what I've seen, and again, I don't really know much about Ghost in the Shell, so don't set me on fire or anything. But from what I've seen, it seems like there should be a amalgamation of different races for this, because it's set in it's not like it's Tokyo or anything. It is Tokyo? Okay, sorry.
It is. Yeah,
My
it's
other
kind of
part is saying it is Tokyo.
Yeah, it's kind of a distant future. It's like Japan in the distant future.
Okay.
I thought I just
Okay, well then in that case, then there should be more Japanese people, and shame on us for
it actually
No, the thing is, they're also using cybernetic bodies, which we made to look like whatever the person wants it to look like. So,
okay.
if they want their body
then
to look
I'm
like
just going to
whatever,
stop talking about it then.
It's alright though.
But you their cybernetics to look like some random white dude, they can. Stop body shaming them.
You do have a point though. I mean, you're talking about a movie that's a milestone in Japanese animation culture, and it took the third casting choice to finally get a Japanese person.
Fourth, I believe. I believe it's
okay. Because I know
casting.
the Major's been cast, Botto was cast. Who else?
And the Laughing Man has been cast.
The Laughing Man has been
played
cast
by Michael Pitt.
Okay.
Who is also white.
I think and I think Botto is like Scottish or Irish or something like that.
Really? Oh, are you talking about the actor?
Yeah,
the actor that plays him?
Yeah, the actor that plays him is like Scottish or Irish or something like that, I think. So.
I don't know. I would have immediately pegged, and maybe this is me being stereotypical / racist, but I would have pegged Botto as like possibly Russian. Nope, I can't say it agrees with me. So Russian.
Yeah. But you know, it kind of just goes back to back when there's every couple of years when there's a rumor of what is it, a Akira movie or an Akira TV show being done, it's always it's full of white people. There's white people that. So
Oh, he's Danish, by the way. just so we don't have any like backlash about that. The guy playing Botto, Pilo Asbeck, is Danish.
He's a Dane.
Fair enough.
So there we go. So that people can't say that our facts aren't straight. He is Danish.
Danish. Okay.
Okay.
Facts.
That's what I get for playing from memory.
It's fine.
All right, so we're all happy about that.
So yeah,
Woo.
one step closer to Ghost in the Shell live action. Woohoo!
One step closer, and most fans out there finally get their wish about something, dealing with it.
No problem.
So next up, I believe Fitz, you were talking about something with a game development conference.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm pretty sure if people haven't seen it by now, like it's got it. Someone's seen it somewhere on some kind of social media that Microsoft's game development conference party had scantily clad, like not even like your traditional schoolgirl outfits, like the scantily clad, like practically strippers style schoolgirl outfits, and their ladies are dancing all around on platforms and stuff. So, while yes, you know, it was a party. It was supposed to be like their personal or whatever party.
I'm currently seeing Jelly Yellow on the screen, and he's just looking just so pissed.
So I look so what?
You're looking so pissed, just sitting there, just like.
What? I mean, because what she's about to say is right, and I mean, it will just be a generic rant. So go ahead, Bets. Continue, please.
Well, my whole thing, like, and then they apparently have issued an apology, like, oh, we're sorry we did that. My whole thing with this, you knew people were looking for things like this, especially in this day and age, like where we're at right now with, like, I don't even know.
Justice assholes.
Oh gosh, that's not. Did y'all hear that?
I heard it.
I heard it.
I heard it. I'm just not gonna go there. So don't let it go.
Please ignore him. He's special. So, like, why? Why would you do something like this when...
Speaking of special.
I swear. Just someone else, because I can't form words right now. That's how mad I am. Like, at their stupidity.
Okay, alright. We know at these game development conferences, things can definitely go sideways. They can definitely also go interesting. This is a mix of both of them. Actually, I think this went so far sideways it's now pointing down.
Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find their actual statement for their apology. You guys go ahead. I'm gonna look for it.
The fact that you have women in scantily clad schoolgirl outfits dancing on platforms, of course this is going to be a problem.
I mean, I think it's almost as if someone did not get the memo that this is not E3 2001, back when that stuff was very commonplace. I mean,
this is not this is PG era. This is not E3 attitude era.
It really, I mean, and that's a very good wrestling reference there, sir. Because the thing is, you can't. That's just not allowed anymore. The consciousness has changed, and that's not put up with anymore. Even at your your other large gaming shows and conferences like E3 and things like that, they've done away with they've done away with the whole booth babe type thing. So when you put this on here, and I think one link I looked at about it had Microsoft or Xbox division employees, they were just disgusted by it. Like, because a lot of them didn't know what was happening. Like, even Microsoft employees, men and women, mind you, they were coming into this party and they're like, oh, no, this is not right. This is absolutely wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I
could make a terrible gaming pun at the moment, but I'm not going to.
Uh-oh.
I kind of want to hear it.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear it too.
You kind of want to hear it?
Yeah, I do.
I think the only silver lining to this is the fact that none of the people there made it heavy rain.
You did that.
It was a terrible game.
I went there.
And wasn't that a PlayStation 3 exclusive? We're talking about an Xbox party.
I don't think it was.
I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought Heavy Rain was PlayStation 3 exclusive, but maybe not.
Okay, so here's the actual.
Oh no, it was. Oh well.
The statement that Xbox's Phil Spencer released to The Verge. Like, this is word for word quoted. At Xbox hosted events at the GDC this past week, we represented Xbox and Microsoft in a way that was not consistent or aligned to our values. Okay, hold on. It keeps going. It was unequivocally wrong and will not be tolerated. I know we disappointed many people, and I am personally committed to holding ourselves to higher standards. We must ensure that diversity and inclusion are central to our everyday business and core values. We will do better in the future. This right here, this falls along that thing that your mom always told you when you were a kid, like don't do it, you know, if you're gonna have to apologize for it later. I don't know if you guys were taught that, but that's what I was taught. Like,
Yeah,
don't do it if you have
mention,
to apologize for it later.
Not to mention, that is the most stock apology in history.
It really is.
Well, here's my thought about that. Like, yes, the apology does sound pretty stock. I get the feeling that whoever was in charge of arranging this party and putting it all together, it was not Phil Spencer himself. I really get the feeling that there is like some VP of marketing, VP of public relations, or something like that put this party together, and that person probably is going to get fired on Monday morning.
Oh, okay, hold on. Apparently there's a longer response. Hold on, Kotaku has it. Let's see. Yeah, this one's a bit longer. How we show up as an organization is incredibly important to me. We want to build and reflect the culture of Team Xbox internally and externally as a culture that each one of us can represent with pride. An inclusive culture has a direct impact on products and services that we deliver and the perception consumers have of the Xbox brand and our company as a whole. It has come to my attention that the Xbox hosted events this past week. We represented Xbox and Microsoft in a way that was absolutely not consistent. Let's see. He said this matter is being handled internally, but let me be very clear: how we represent ourselves as individuals, who we hire and partner with, and how we engage with others is a direct reflection of our brand and what we stand for. When we do the opposite, we create an environment that alienates or offends any group. We justly deserve the criticism.
Yeah, somebody getting fired Monday morning.
Yes, oh yes, someone is definitely getting fired Monday.
That's if they decided to actually wait until Monday morning, because I don't know when this actually happened. I mean, this could have happened like Friday or something, and that person got to start their weekend off by having to update their resume.
Yeah.
They started their weekend off with a lovely pink slip.
Right? But I mean, it's the climate has changed. You can't do that anymore. Personally, because I looked at some of the coverage on it, people were talking about hiring women as sex objects is still your brand is alienating and unprofessional. While I do, very much agree with that, I do think sometimes the response is a bit overboard, where it's by hiring dancers and hiring booth babes, that's supposedly an indication of what you think of women in games, and personally I don't totally agree with that. I don't think just because you hired a dancer or a booth babe means that you think lowly of women in gaming, but I can understand why somebody else might think that and would be bothered by someone hiring dancers and booth babes and stuff like that. I mean,
right.
It's a public space, it's a public presentation, so you have to be aware of what you're doing. I mean,
yeah.
If that had been a private event, yeah, I probably wouldn't have even said anything about it or bothered with anything. It's a private event. But, yeah.
Because it was public.
Yeah, somebody in Xbox's PR division probably got fired this weekend.
Yeah. Alright, so, next up on the agenda of things to talk about, speaking of games.
Yes, games. So, back in 2014, we had a developer by the name of, I always forget his name, if I can pull his name back up. Had it right here. Oh, here we go. Had it right here. Okay, so we had a gentleman by the name of John Farge, who started up a Kickstarter for a game called Bear Simulator. Just as the name sounds, you are simulating the life of a bear living in the woods. Well, he succeeded in his Kickstarter. He developed the game, released it in February of this year, but now, after barely a month on the market, he has already given up development and I think he's going to promise one more update, and then he is ceasing development on the game, and there will be no more official support for it. And it seems like part of the reason why he has given up development on it is because he feels that the game, there was so much drama around the game. The game itself wasn't difficult to piece together and develop on. It's that a lot of drama came up around it because of the reception. And what seems to have happened is, major YouTuber, like you could say the major YouTuber, he played it on his YouTube channel, and after that, he kind of had some negative opinions on it, and it seems that his fan base seems to have started to go after Mr. Farge, and Farge just seems to have not taken it very well, and he's contributing that, as he's making that a contributing reason as to why he's given up development on this game. So it kind of, I can understand someone getting upset when you develop a game, put hard work into it, and I'm sure he put some of his own money into it, including the Kickstarter funds, and then you get a lot of hate and people just dump on you about it. But at the same time, in this day and age, you need a bit of a thick skin in order to make it in any market or industry where you produce a product and sell it, because people are gonna come after you. You're gonna get haters. You're gonna get whiny little idiots that are just trying to make a funny comment. So it's kind of there's kind of a mixed opinion on this. Like, can you really say that fan reaction is going overboard by causing this guy to quit, or could you say that this guy needs some thicker skin to be able to handle criticism and keep working on his product? So kind of the impasse right there. I personally think he needs a bit of a thicker skin, because, I mean, no matter where you go, you're going to face criticism like that, especially if you're creating a product.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Like, you have to, especially with the words that I can't say. The fact that you can do everything in the internet as anonymous, and so it gives people the I don't even want to say it's courage, because that's not what it is. It's the gall to
the comfort.
Yeah, to talk shit, basically.
Yeah. It's like keyboard commando or keyboard warrior mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, you're gonna, anybody is subject to it, but especially if you're putting something out there of your own, you're gonna have your name attached to it, and it really, you'll be surprised, like, people will get uppity about anything, and they will with the keyboard warrior mentality, they will immediately use the internet to lash out at you. Now, I feel especially, for those major YouTubers who do things like review games like that and things like that, it's kind of their responsibility to at least be like, hey, fan base, don't be douchebags. But I mean, you can't control them, but I feel like there should be some kind of, message out there to say that, it's not my fault. not even like that. I don't even know.
There should be some personal responsibility taken whenever you have YouTubers like that actually reviewing a game and whatnot. When they realize that a lot of what they say can be used by their fan base
to attack whatever it is that they're reviewing.
Yeah, there's got to be some consciousness and awareness of your fan base, because this particular YouTuber in question, I don't want to say that he incited his community to go after this guy. I don't think he did that. And in fact, he even released a video saying, yes, he didn't, I didn't try to incite them intentionally. But at the same time, I think you kind of need to be aware of what your fan base is capable of, especially when it's that large.
Yeah, because and especially when you have a large fan base like that, and you're popular and you're saying things, that's going to give people more of an edge because they're going to be like, because I agree with that, and now I have this big person who backs me up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and when you become the king of YouTube, you kind of need to be aware of your fan base and your audience and what they might be doing, because they're going to use you as justification to be nasty.
That's true.
And it seems to be what happened here. They used his reputation, his fame, to justify being nasty to this developer. So, on one hand, yeah, I think developers should be a little more bold about it, but at the same time, YouTuber kind of needs to be mindful of his audience. I'm definitely not going to say he was wrong to give a negative review or give negative criticism about it. That's part of his. That's part of what he does. That's part of his own bread and butter.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's an opinion. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't think something was done right, or you don't like something, yeah, I mean that's the internet. That's what it is about now. Like, you can say whatever you want, but in turn, when you have such a large following or something like that, like, you definitely should be a little more mindful on how you're presenting it to them, so that it doesn't seem like that's what you're trying to attack. And I actually haven't seen the actual review.
I haven't either, mainly because I'm not subscribed to this person, because I can't personally stand them.
See, and speaking of how large the fan base is, folks, bear in mind, I have not said his name, but Vince and Bishi know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm sure you probably do too. That's how large of an audience this man has.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say his name.
So with that, like, I don't know. I just feel, not that the attacks in particular are this YouTuber's fault, but you should do something to kind of rein in your audience. Like, be like, hey guys, don't be DBags. Like, for real, stop being DBags. Don't endorse DBagness. Not cool.
I agree, but also when you think of a lot of who this person's fan base is, it's kind of hard.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, somebody actually see one comment there on the YouTube page. D-Mail saying, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. I agree with that.
Exactly. There we go.
Well, to an extent. I'll say I agree with that to an extent. I'll say, yeah, if you don't have anything nice to say, at least say it in a respectful manner, and don't try to change the world based on not having something nice to say.
Well, now, to go with that, as for anything, especially if you're doing something where you're reviewing, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That can be that actually works really well, but you can do it in a way like you can critique, and that's what you call it. It's called critiquing when this wasn't good, but here's how I think you could make it better. Instead of just going out and saying, like, this is crap, I don't like it, it's so janky, blah, 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 blah. Like, be like, if maybe, you took the time to maybe try and tweak blah, blah, blah for it, this might run smoother or something like that. Like, I think that, and that's a thing that I personally kind of don't like about any kind of reviews for video games or anything like that. Like, I won't watch a review for a video game if the person doesn't know how to actually develop a game. Like, because I mean, you're only giving me the review based on how much you enjoy playing the game. You're not going to give me like proper like kind of like specs or anything. You're not looking at the coding or anything like that. So I don't like. There's a lot more that goes into that, and you're just looking at it at the surface. And I mean, yeah, you're going to get a lot of people bitching about it.
There is something to say about reviewing a final product. Because as polished as coding can be, even if the final product is not up to snuff.
Well, yeah, there's that, but like, I don't know, like my whole thing is it's like I don't want someone like it's the same way for like because games are art to me. Games are another form of art.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't want someone who's like, especially who has, you know, like a really heavy following or anything like that, like they're some kind of expert, to review something that they only know at face value. Like, that's like, you know, asking, I don't know, a kindergartner to go and review, like, you know, Michelangelo's David. And like, you know, give me like your fullest criticism of this. They're gonna be like, it's a naked man, and that okay, there you go.
It's big.
Exactly. So it's made out of stone. No, you know, it's that's the most that they're gonna give you, and you can't do a lot with that. That's just, I mean, but that's just my opinion on that. Like, I mean, if you're gonna like criticize something, know, you know, something about it. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Have some in-depth knowledge about it.
I can agree with that. So, okay. It's a tightrope. I mean, you know, you gotta. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, you know, it comes to game reviews. I mean, I read reviews from other players because, you know, they're like me. They play games, they like games, they don't like games. But I do agree that if you're gonna like give somebody a negative review or negative marks, you gotta be able to back those remarks up. Like, give me. Why is I don't like those reviewers that just scream it's a piece of crap at the top of their lungs, but somehow those videos end up getting like thousands and hundreds of thousands of views and likes and everything. I'm like, there's no content here. Give me some content where you break down why do you think that game is crap.
Okay, so we actually have a comment from Saya. With most reviews that I've seen on YouTube, there is usually something positive somewhere in it. If you can't find something, though, what do you do with that? What do you do about that?
Well, if you can't...
you go ahead, Danny.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you can't find something positive and all there is negative, I still think at the very least there's a way that you present that. Sure, okay, it might be all negative, it might be a bad game, but you need to have some more content there than just screaming how it's a piece of garbage. Like, you break down, like, okay, the mechanics are not very good, or the controls are super sluggish and responsive to the point it's not playable. Some actual review and some content, not just screaming and being angry and that's your shtick. Like, be an actual reviewer, don't just come up with a shtick to get lots of likes and followers.
Yeah, like, and that's exactly, that is critiquing. That's, you know, even... And like I said, you know, have some kind of knowledge on it. Like, you can do that and still play. You know, just have only played games and not actually understand the coding in it and everything like that. You can say, you know, like I've noticed that my controls are sluggish in response, or you know, the pathing isn't quite right. You know, like the AI pathing is wrong. Like they go around their butt to get to their elbow instead of just, you know, coming straight to me like they're supposed to. Or, you know, if I go this way or whatever, they get stuck on a rock. You can still give a critique, hey, this needs to be fixed, but you kind of have to know that much about it. It can't just be, oh my gosh, everything sucks because, whatever, and then be done, because that's not how that works. Like, even if it's a complete and utter mess, you can still be like, okay, well, this should, it would be better if this got fixed, or this got fixed. Don't just say it's all crap. That even the worst of things you can always say it better. There's some kind of way to say it so that it's not an attack. Or being rude. That's how I think.
Speaking of games and game reviews.
Yes. And speaking of game reviews, it would seem that a reviewer has gotten himself into a specific little bit of trouble. A gentleman who goes by I believe that's his handle, and Mr. Jim Sterling seems to have himself a legal entanglement and is being sued to the tune of $10 million by a game development studio. I believe the studio's name is Digital Homicide.
Yes.
And they seem to be coming after him with the grievance that he has damaged and injured their reputation, and they would now like to seek damages from him. So I'm a little curious as to what legal repercussions or what options they would have, and how much does Jim Sterling have to worry about that. But to get some more insight on that, I think we need to consult OI's official legal aid. Legal aid, are you available at the moment?
I'm free.
So, legal aid, I believe that you are right on this case, so I'd kind of like to hear what legal aid has to say about this case of Digital Homicide versus Jim Sterling.
Okay, so basically I've gone through what I have seen as far as their posting, and for as far as I can't really find the entire docket itself. I have found the filing of it. It's an Arizona District Court in the Phoenix Division. Let's see. But let's see. Okay, so this has been going on for, I believe, a couple of years, honestly.
Oh.
So there have been a number of Jim Sterling's YouTube videos that involve him playing through random games found on Steam, and it's also part of what he does. He finds bad games, and he talks about how the controls suck, some of the specifics. And one of the things that Digital Homicide took umbrage with was the fact that in Sterling's YouTube review of his game, he had dubbed it the worst game of 2014 contender, and a game where the awfulness just doesn't stop. So they in response, which this is kind of fantastic from a legal standpoint, Digital Homicide decided to upload 2 videos basically making fun of Sterling.
Really?
And personally attacking Sterling, saying that, oh, well, I didn't notice that there, just just text over Sterling's original video, saying, "Oh well, I must have just been an idiot and not seen the health and ammo display 2 inches below the crosshair. But it doesn't matter because I'm Jim fucking Sterling."
Sorry, shouldn't laugh at that.
No, like one of the screenshots that I found is, "Hello, this is Jim fucking Sterling, and I'm a fucking idiot. Don't believe me? Well, just watch this piece of shit review I've made." Sterling criticized the game for using generic assets purchased online, which, understandably so, generic assets are a thing that you need to make a game. You know, that's part of some of, you know, what you need for like background for some animes, for, you know, pickups, whatever. But
and mind you, this is a small indie studio, just to interrupt there for a moment. So this isn't some big, giant Square Enix, Ubisoft where they can afford to make their own stuff.
Exactly.
Please continue.
But long story short from that, Digital Homicide issued a DMCA takedown to have Sterling's original video removed. So they were claiming copyright and fair use was the issue there, which I will get to that in just a second. Let me get through the rest of this because I'm chomping at the bit.
Okay.
Legal aid is ready.
So, like I said, Digital Homicide viewed Sterling's video as an attack. Sterling viewed it as criticism. And let's see. Yeah, there was basically what they're looking for with this lawsuit is they want $10.76 million in damages, and they also want apologies, quote, apologies in place of every offending article and video for a period of no less than 5 years. And they also want, quote, an apology video in the primary YouTube location of Sterling's channel front for a period of no less than 5 years. So that's what they're wanting. Now, now that we have some of the background, let me get into the legal issues here. And I actually went through a lot of the whole saga that went through this. And I actually sat and listened to the hour-and-a-half interview that Sterling and Digital Homicide had with, basically, they brought one another on to, I don't know whose channel it was, but they sat down and talked. Well, not really sat down and talked, but they were at computers and talked, and it was sort of an interview sort of thing. But Sterling, when watching his videos, it was primarily what I would call a review. He was talking about the slippery controls, the fact that there was really no sort of, you know, even for the first level, or first area, there was really no sort of, you know, tutorial tips or anything like that. There was a help menu apparently buried on the front of the game, on the title screen of the game, that you couldn't really access anywhere else. The pause, you know, if you paused the game, it actually did not pause the game. It just brought up a menu, but everything else was going on. The controls were just, he said that the controls were just really bad. They were slippery. It was just, it did not seem to be a well-polished game. Digital Homicide took those as personal attacks and started actually personally attacking Sterling by calling him a fucking idiot. You know, you basically saying you have no clue what you're talking about because you've never, you know, developed games, and it doesn't take much brain power to make a video, which, hey, it does. It's just different brain power. So, one of the things that actually stuck with me, though, was the fact that Digital Homicide seemed to have it in their head that fair use meant you had to be fair. Let me let that sink in. Fair use meant you had to be fair. No, that's not how it works. Fair use says that you have to have a transformative value to the work. You have to take it and make it into something else. You can't just, take it and call it your own. You also can't use a substantive portion of the work. Now, the reason why I know this, I've had to actually fight some DMCA claims on our videos. So I've had to look this up quite a bit. I have some fantastic briefs that I've written to some of the people that wanted to issue takedowns to our videos, but besides that, fair use basically just says as long as you are making it into something different, you are not, just playing copy-paste the work. You're not giving away the work by either, like plot twists or, showing it in its entirety or anything like that. As long as you're not doing that, but you're instead showing a portion of it, you're fine. Fair use says nothing about being fair. I could be covered under fair use by doing like what Nostalgia Critic does, cutting and pasting different bits of a movie in between my own commentary and, my own commentary on top of it, calling the filmmakers, just, whatever, as long as it's not personally attacking, but, calling them out on their work and how it's lacking, and I'm okay. Fair use does not say I have to like it. Now, as far as the lawsuit that he has, what he does not know, and what he's going to be found, what's going to surprise him, is the fact that Arizona actually has what they call anti-slap laws. And it's basically laws to keep from frivolous litigation, which this is a textbook definition of frivolous litigation, if I've ever seen one. As far as it deals with gaming and, reviewers and all of that sort of thing. Because, okay, fine, you have a reviewer not give a good grade to a game in a magazine. You don't see, people, suing those reviewers and wanting, millions of dollars and an apology video or whatever on top of that, or an apology article or anything. You don't see that. That is not what this is about. Now, whether or not some of Sterling's fans actually caused this is beyond the scope of what Sterling can control. That is not Sterling's liability. Instead, that is personal liability for every single one of the fans that may have caused whatever these claims that Digital Homicide is saying, which there's a few of them. You can find them on their website. And they have a blog post detailing all of it. But, I mean, like I said, I looked at the game. Digital Homicide has put out, I believe, 5 or 6 games in the last year and a half, and they have another 17 under Steam Greenlight that look just copy paste of other games, like of their own, of whatever they bought to use, which
you said
brings
6 games in 1 year.
In a
6 games.
5 or 6 games in like a year and a half.
Oh.
So,
wow.
From a development standpoint, you already know that they must not. I mean, if they're a small group, that there's not a lot of time being put into those.
I was going to say, while I can't personally talk about it because I haven't done game development personally, you kind of have to wonder exactly how good these games are if they're not giving a whole lot of time to it.
Yeah.
Being perfectly honest, the game in question, the Slaughtering Grounds, which is available on Steam for, I believe, $9.99, or it might be now 99 cents. But they had it first at $9.99, and I think it got knocked down to 99 cents. But anyway, it looks like, to be perfectly honest, it looks like something out of the Xbox Live Indie Arcade.
Well, now to be fair, I have found some pretty nice ones in there, so.
True, but it looks like some of the ones that are just the clickbait, buy this crap.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going to make a funny parody game of, like, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Let me just cut and paste these assets, okay, and we're good. But no, there was... I do not see this lawsuit continuing. I see Digital Homicide receiving what I like to call what myself and a lot of people in the legal community like to call a bench slap, where a judge will sit there and actually rule, like, say whatever, but in their ruling will issue a verbal smackdown to one party or the other. Some of those get glorious. But no, I think the part that my mind is still stuck on is the fact that Digital Homicide seems to think that, because they mentioned it at least 4 or 5 times in that hour-and-a-half long interview, that fair use means you have to be fair, or whatever, to the developer or to whoever, the content creator. And I'm just sitting there hearing that, and I'm just going,
this isn't kindergarten. That's not how we roll in the real world.
I mean, and he was also talking about how copyright law has gray areas. There's very little gray area in copyright law, and that's exactly what's transformative and what's substantive, and that's taken on a case-by-case basis because there is no bright-line rule to it.
Right.
The only people that talk about gray areas of copyright law are the people who want gray areas so they can manipulate it to do what they want.
Exactly.
Yeah, that guy probably wants to be able to make copyright law say one thing because it suits him now, but then 5 years down the road, when he needs it to say something else, he'll say it means something else.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, this saga is definitely interesting. There was even this whole thing about how here's the icing on the cake. They actually had a Kickstarter up to finance their legal team because Digital Homicide was representing themselves.
Oh. There's a reason that they make that happen in comedies.
How you gonna represent yourself and then start a Kickstarter to get people to pay for your legal defense? Come on.
He must have had whatever cash was lying around and thinking it was going to go to a lawyer, and then realized, oh shit, right, it takes money to file this in court.
Yep.
Right. Petty cash.
But if they do succeed on their Kickstarter, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, if they do succeed, whoever actually is retained as their lawyer, bless you.
Well, actually, you're talking about that Kickstarter they put up. Oh no, that Kickstarter has already been taken down.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. They took it down.
Probably because people find it called bullshit on it.
Well, because apparently you can game the system in Kickstarter where apparently Digital Homicide took down the crowdsourcing attempt due to, and I quote, due to harassers donating amounts specifically to cause charges rather than donations and chargebacks to cause financial fees. So I don't know, I guess there's something in Kickstarter where you can intentionally mess with someone's fundraiser to cost them money or put in fraudulent donations or something like that, maybe. So
I'm looking at it, and they might have had one that was taken down, but they have another one actually up. They now have a GoFundMe.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is. They changed crowdfunding platforms.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's terrible. I mean, but this kind of ties back. Oh, and thank you for your time, legal aid.
Of course.
If anything else comes up,
it actually one very funny line at the end of this is we have an excellent lawyer, very interested, but they only take retainer. Very few lawyers take contingency now. And I'm just like, I don't know what lawyer you found, but if you know, once the lawyer gets the evidence from both sides, especially, you know, the videos that you had deleted, there's not going to be much of a case.
Yeah.
And also in the comments, Saya, again, as a very wise man once said, he who represents himself in court has a jackass for a lawyer and a fool for a client.
that might ring true.
So, you know, speaking from experience of fighting copyright claims and learning about, you know, and finding out and researching slander, libel, and, you know, all of the things that he's suing for. Proprietors of Digital Homicide, I wish you luck in your endeavor because it's an uphill battle.
It's a cliff battle. That's not even uphill. That's going up a sheer cliff.
That's like, wow.
With no climbing gear. That's what it is.
Right.
Sheer cliff, no climbing
battle,
gear.
sheer cliff, no climbing gear, surprise attack, pincer attack, enemy has already rolled initiative. That's pretty bad.
They filed their lawsuit and everything was fine, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
The Fire Nation is about to go first. Fire Nation won initiative. Yeah, and truth be told, I kind of hope they do get slapped down, because I mean, while what Jim Sterling is doing is something kind of what the other YouTuber I was talking about with the Bear Simulator earlier, it's a very similar thing where he kind of just seems to get the angry rant going on, and he lays into the games and just talks trash, talks shit, runs them down, insults them or whatever, and that's his shtick, that's his routine. At the same time, I'm not trying to say that he should be legally responsible for basically hurting Digital Homicide's feelings, and I damn sure don't think that Digital Homicide should be able to force him to change the content on his websites and his pages and media to suit them. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, if they just ignored the guy, they probably would have been fine.
Unsure. All I know is after reading, you know, the whole thing and going through all of the videos and whatnot that I saw that were up, Digital Homicide has seemed to attract more trolls to their own problems, because there were a few people in the Steam on the Steam forums for the game in particular, and on the reviews for that particular game, that were citing things of, you know, well, this is a bad game, and I'm going to give it a bad review, but, well, I would, but I don't want to be sued, so I'll just say it's meh.
Yeah.
And I'm in my head, I'm sitting there laughing while reading all of this, because it is just, he's created a perfect storm, and while they say no publicity is bad publicity, this is definitely bad publicity.
You're right.
See, yeah, I think that phrase has run its course. I mean, there is a such thing as bad publicity now. You could probably have argued that 20, 30 years ago, before the internet, basically. But now, yes, bad publicity exists.
I see a Draco.
Yeah.
I mean, he just got in the shop like that.
He's jealous.
But that's pretty much all that has been going on with that, and that's all of the legal sort of thing. My personal 2 cents is, if you actually had a lawyer that was willing to take this, the lawyer should have sat you down and said, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Before you filed the case.
Seriously.
It's probably not one of those lawyers that do the no, yeah, it probably is. It's the if we win, you don't have to pay.
And to be perfectly honest, I think that's why the lawyer is asking for a retainer up front instead of contingency.
Yeah.
Contingency, if you win, I get paid. They're seeing this as a no-win situation for their clients, so they're like, alright, yeah, I'll take the case, but you know what? You're going to pay me right now.
Yup.
So, go ahead.
Well, I'm not backing that horse. Or be like Ray Liotta and Goodfellas. Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Where's my money?
Mm.
But anyway, so now that we have that out of the way, our final topics of the night, we're going to do like a heroes roundup sort of thing. Where there has been some goings on that we have found to be interesting. First of all, I know that everyone, I'm pretty sure everyone in the room right now has seen the new design for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And is loving it.
Yeah.
Because I personally, I saw it and I'm just like, okay, this is cool, this is cool. I saw the eyes narrow and I'm like...
Okay, yeah. This is where I'm going to be the party pooper, I think, because while I respect and acknowledge that it is a faithful design, it is faithful to the comics, it is accurate, I personally don't like that suit. But that's because I don't like that suit. It's faithful, it is accurate, and I'm not going to smack talk it because, you know, I'm not going to be one of those people that's, well, that doesn't look like the Sony movies from the early 2000s. Nope, don't care about that. It's accurate. I just don't like that design.
It looks like the 60s animated Spider-Man. With like, it has like the little wingtip eyes too. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's amazing, and I really hope that he's. I mean, okay. There's like a little bit of sass right there in the moment, but like he has to be the sassiest, and then I will be pleased. Yeah. Truly.
Yeah, if Peter Parker is a sassy, it's not Peter Parker. He's the guy that talks smack during the fight.
Like I'm all about this. I'm excited.
Yeah. That casual entrance is like Underoos. He comes in. That was a cool intro.
Yes, let's call for the man in his underwear.
Yeah, all Underoos. But, what else is going on in Hero Land? This week, I think it was yesterday to be exact, Season 2 of the Daredevil Netflix series released. So that's out there to watch now. Season 1, very awesome. Also, don't forget, Jessica Jones is out there now. I'm actually watching that now before I go to watch Daredevil Season 2. I believe there is already a trailer out for the Luke Cage Netflix series. Luke Cage, he appears in Season 1 of Jessica Jones. That's on Netflix now. Recently, an Iron Fist has been cast, so there's going to be an Iron Fist Netflix series as well. So looks like Marvel's getting their ducks in a line and getting the Netflix thing going on. So a little more opportunity to watch some people, to watch different folks that you're not always going to see the galactic world-saving Avengers and X-Men and all that type stuff. This is going to be more relatable common crime type things. Yeah, it's gonna be low key. It's in comic book world we call it street level. Because you're not gonna see these people on a worldwide stage with the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, and all that. These are the people that are gonna stop the mugger that snatches the old lady's purse. These are the people that go looking for the missing kids or something like that in a neighborhood. So more street level. So like I say, Daredevil season 1 and 2 is already on Netflix. Jessica Jones season 1 is already on Netflix. Luke Cage and Iron Fist are already, in casting and filming, and hopefully we'll see something from them later this year, early next year, I think. So, just to get some word out there about the Netflix TV shows and how Marvel's doing their thing.
The Supergirl TV show started. There's 3 episodes of that out now?
Oh no, quite a few actually. I think they're up to about 8 or 9 episodes. It's been on for a while.
Oh,
yeah, because it started last November.
Oh,
yeah, it actually started last November. Yeah. So you are quite behind.
I'm crazy behind. All right, let me fix that because I thought it only just started recently. My bad. But yeah, so Supergirl, of what I've seen of the first 3 episodes, actually pretty good. I actually don't follow Supergirl in comics or anything like that. But I'm really enjoying the TV show. It's nice. From what I understand, I know the fiance has actually enjoys that and was surprised that we had some heavy hitter enemies showing up early on in the series. So that's interesting. I found it entertaining. But he was surprised entirely. Yeah, I like the actress that they got for her. I believe she was also in Glee. She's really good. She has that goody girl vibe to her, off the bat. So it works out really well. Let's see. Also for why am I doing DC? I don't even like DC that much.
you were talking about Supergirl and you were going into it. So I was like, hey, she's talking about it. She's doing it.
Yeah, because I was also going to bring up Legends of Tomorrow. That is definitely not my expertise.
Well,
so
yeah, Legends of Tomorrow. Is the 3rd superhero TV show that started up on the CW network. Arrow came first, and now there's Flash, and now we have Legends of Tomorrow. It's kind of it's doing a ragtag team gets together. They don't really fit, but they make the best of what they can do, and they're doing what they can. Their main villain right now is Vandal Savage, so it's kind of a chase through time. In case you don't know, Vandal Savage, he's an immortal villain. And he has the capacity to jump through time. So Legends of Tomorrow is a team of folks who are trying to jumping through time, trying to follow him and stuff and everything like that. It includes previous Flash and Arrow characters. So if you're familiar with the early seasons of Flash and Arrow, you'll know the folks that are on Legends of Tomorrow. Speaking of to tie to Supergirl, which Vince mentioned a moment ago, later on this month, bear in mind, be on the lookout that Flash is actually going to be appearing in the Supergirl TV show. So that's going to be something to look out for. So if you're a fan of Flash or you're a fan of Supergirl, they're going to be doing a crossover episode later this month. I think
And
that
it's going to be the CW's Flash.
Yes, it is going to be the CW Flash appearing on Supergirl that's running on CBS. They're acknowledging that crossover.
Okay. I do. Back to Legends of Tomorrow real quick. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen few. I've seen quite a few of the episodes, and I'm gonna say it's very Carmen Sandiego ish going on there. It's like right when we think we've got him, there he goes again. Like you haven't found him yet. Where in time is Carmen Sandiego? Like that's what I see when I see Legends of Tomorrow. But
now I got that in my head.
I'm sorry.
Legends of Tomorrow, where in time is Carmen Sandiego? All right. Oh.
That's what I see.
Oh, speaking of DC stuff, actually this morning on the Boomerang Network, a series started out called DC Superhero Girls, and it's just very simple animation cartoon series where a majority of the DC characters are set in high school, and it's kind of a lighter tone animation to it. Mostly focuses on the girls. I think the main characters are going to be like Supergirl, Batgirl, Wonder Woman, but they're teenagers. I started watching this morning. I'll admit I was kind of thinking hokey, wasn't caring about it, but by the end of it, I was actually paying attention and getting into it a little bit. But don't tell my daughter I said that. It's actually pretty good. I mean, you can definitely tell it's a target audience is going to be young girls, but I think it's actually a pretty good cartoon. I mean, that's just how I go. But
is it going to be the next My Little Pony?
It very well could be.
Probably.
I mean, in the 1 hour episode they did this morning, they tied in Darkseid, Apocalypse, Boom Tubes. They mentioned like Supergirl is the main character. Wonder Woman is in there as well. Kind of weird though because Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are heroes. They're not villains in this, or at least not right now. So maybe that'll change later. I mean, it actually opened up with Wonder Woman and Poison Ivy working together to stop Killer Croc.
Oh.
So the allegiances have changed up a little bit. So far, Batman and Superman are nowhere to be seen. They exist, but they just haven't come up yet.
Mm.
So that's something a little different. I think it's called DC Superhero Girls. I think is what it's called, and it's on Boomerang.
Okay, cool.
Also, speaking of cartoons.
Yeah, the new Powerpuff Girls is coming out April 4th, I believe, on Cartoon Network. I'm on the fence until I see it.
I'm reserving judgment until I see it as well.
Yeah, I need episode 1.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. Like, one of my biggest fears, and I shared this earlier, was that they might completely nix him, which him is one of my favorite characters from the Powerpuff Girls. And I'm also worried that we're going to not see the secret adult humor. And I know that it was a really popular thing back in the late 90s to do that in cartoons. And then, nowadays a lot of those reboots are lacking that, or we have TV shows that just completely shy away from it entirely. But I feel that was essential to, because this is a show about, I think they were pre-K kids, the Powerpuff Girls. They were itty bitty.
I think they were like pre-K, maybe like kindergarten, first grade. They were like at the beginning of elementary school.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was, there was the adult humor, but like went way over their heads, and that was entertaining to me as well. Like that was part of, because they're handling grown-up situations, but it's just way over their heads.
That was definitely part of the appeal.
Yeah. So I mean, if they're going to,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah. If they're going to try and like completely get rid of all of that, or maybe age, bump them up in age a bit, you know, I'm just worried if I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know, because this could be, with any reboot, you always have this could be a good thing, this could be a bad thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm definitely interested to see if they bring him back, and if they bring. Well, I'm pretty sure that we will definitely be seeing an appearance from Mojo Jojo.
Oh yeah,
you have to. He's
there's
quintessential.
already he's in a lot of the trailers already.
Yeah, I mean that'd be like Fantastic Four without Doctor Doom. We're gonna get Mojo Jojo.
I just love Mojo Jojo.
I'm also another character that's really, really interesting to me is the mayor's secretary. Like, it will not. If they show me,
what was her name?
I don't even know. I don't remember what her name is. But if they show me her face, I'm gonna blow up my TV. Like, do not show me her face. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. I will blow up the TV.
What? I'm looking up her name. Oh, Miss Sarah Bell. That's what it was.
Yeah, Miss
Sarah
Bell.
Miss Bell. Sarah Bellum. But yeah, so like I'm worried. I mean, everybody's always worried when something they love is getting rebooted, but like this is hardcore my childhood, and like, please don't ruin it, guys. Please don't.
Please.
I'm so worried. So worried.
Oh no, him is coming back.
Yes.
I see something dealing with him for the 2016. There's artwork of him out already.
Okay.
And it looks fantastic.
I'm not
Cool.
gonna look. I'm not gonna look. I'm waiting. I'm only seeing the trailers that are on TV. I'm not gonna go searching for anything extra, like, cause I don't want, like, I'm not going to push expectations onto this. Besides what I already have, I'm just gonna look at it and be like, see what you got to offer. First episode, April 4th, 2016. Let's do this.
I'm looking at the artwork from Mojo Jojo, and that just looks fantastic.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna ask, just to know, are they gonna do the Rowdy Rough Boys as well? Do you see that anywhere?
Let me see.
Okay. And that's another thing that I'm also kind of worried about. Like, how are they going to handle? Because there's probably going to be a bit of a backlash of it in, you know, the gender stereotypes and everything, and that's a bunch of social justice stuff that, you know, I just know might have an effect on how they portray.
It says right now that it's unknown if they'll show up.
Okay. Yeah. See, and that I'm just worried because, I mean, obviously the old school Powerpuff Girls was kind of out there, but they couldn't. There was a lot of you know, gender stereotypes and things like that, and I don't want that to affect the way that they do the new Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
My guess is what'll probably happen is your basic whitey SJWs. They probably really enjoyed the way the Rowdy Rough
I was
Boys
trying
were
to
done in
not
the
make
original.
fun of them.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. But yeah, they probably enjoyed it. So my buddy actually says if they aren't treated the same way as they were in the original series, they'll be upset. Put my money on it.
You think so? You think they'll be
I honestly think so. If they are not portrayed the same way as they were in the original series, I think they'll be bothered by it. Or if they don't appear at all, they might be mad because they don't appear.
Okay, I think I accept it. I think there'll be more of a backlash if they're not the same than if they change them to deal with, you know, oh well, nothing says that boys have to be like this. Like, I think if they change the Rowdy Rough Boys, I think there'll be more of a backlash than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of makes me feel a little better. I'm excited. Woo, Powerpuff Girls.
That's gonna be great when that comes out. But I think we have covered everything.
Yep, I think that's about it.
All right.
Oh wait,
well,
wait. I know Jolly Yellow was talking about Telltale. There was something we were supposed to slip that in the game
one
area.
last thing. Well, or about the superheroes. Just want to put it out there. Yeah, just want to put out there that Telltale Games, who has worked on projects ranging from Back to the Future to Game of Thrones to The Walking Dead, are working on a Batman game. So this is going to be a little interesting. So it's going to be an episodic game where you're going to be making choices and decisions as Bruce by day and as Batman by night. So that's going to be where some of your choice and consequence comes in. So something that you do as Bruce during the day might affect another character's decision, and they might decide to commit a crime, and then you may have to go after them as Batman at night. So there's going to be some things there going on with Batman. Details are pretty slim right now because it's still fairly new idea. I think it was just announced maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But like I said, first off, you're going to be switching back and forth between Bruce in the daytime, Batman at night. This is going to be their own telling, their own story. So there's going to be no connections to any current comics, movies, games, films, or anything like that. This is their own story. It's mostly going to focus on Bruce, and they're not going to cover too much on the extended Bat family. So we're talking the Robins, Batgirl, and all of them. It's mostly going to focus on Bruce. There's going to be some different changes and stuff like that. So it's going to be a very much focused on Batman game. Whereas most games, you're going to have some tie-ins with other characters like that. But, some of the other expected folks will be there. I think Alfred, Vicky Vale, Jim Gordon, they'll still be there. But it's mostly going to be you're playing as Bruce by day, Batman by night, and you're doing your best to work and save Gotham City. But right now, still under development. Probably going to be a good while before we actually see it. Probably could be 2017 if we're lucky. So it'll probably come out about the same time as Cyberpunk 2077.
Whenever that's ready.
Yeah, when it's ready.
This is me not being salty, but just trying to be funny. Yeah, another Telltale game where, you get to make decisions that don't really matter.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But other than that, I do believe that's kind of the news for now.
Yeah.
Just gotta apologize. It's been a while, folks. We're sorry about that, but life happens.
Life has gotten in the way.
Yes, life is real.
Yes.
And I'm sure you all know. It is not a game. You don't get to turn it off at the end of the day.
No. There is no pause button.
Yeah, you don't have a pause button. You don't get, save states and checkpoints and all of that. So
there are no hacks and cheats. Well, I guess there are, but I think those are illegal. Yeah, I think those are pretty much illegal. I mean, if you rob a bank to get extra money, that's illegal. So
there is no rosebud cheat.
Yes. No, there is not.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like the show, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Omake Ikuze. If you have any questions, comments, topics for future shows, you can email them to us at omake.ikuze@gmail.com. We still have some Twitch streams going every once in a while. That's twitch.tv/Omake_Ikuze_games. If you follow us on Facebook, though, you'll be able to get notifications about all the stuff that we're doing. That way, you can know what we're up to, and also get little tidbits of news in between when we're planning on doing this. But we will schedule another one. We will be sure to let you guys know. But again, thank you guys for coming out, and thank you, Jolly Yellow and Bits, for coming on tonight as well.
Not a problem. It's fun.
Definitely, we try to keep it fun. You know us. But anyway, thank you guys again, and we will see you next time. So, Bye.